Good afternoon, students. So today we will be continuing with our chapter sound. So in our previous classes we discussed about what do you mean by sound, okay, and how does it produce, that means how sound is produced. Then we talked about propagation of sound and sound wave also. So in that we deal with few terminology, as for example compression, then rarefaction. Okay, so today we will be going to talk about characteristics of sound. Characteristics of sound. So the basic characteristics of sounds are frequency. Okay, we have frequency, we have amplitude, we have speed. Okay, so let's start with number 1, frequency. So a simple definition of frequency is the number of oscillation made by an oscillating body in 1 second. Okay, so number of oscillation made by an oscillating body in 1 second is called frequency of sound. It's called frequency of a sound. So frequency tells us how frequently an event occurs. Okay, that means frequent. Okay, the term frequency itself denotes frequent. Frequent means quick. Okay, how frequently you are active. Okay, similar, it tells us how frequently an sound is produced. How frequently a sound is produced. Okay, suppose there is a beating of a drum. Okay, so there is a beating of a drum. So if you beat it fast, so we can say that frequency is much more high. And if we beat it slowly, that means we can say that the frequency is less. Okay, that means number of oscillation means number of vibration. Number of vibration. So let's talk about this thing. Okay, so how many times you are beating the drum in unit time is called the frequency of your beating things. So we know that when sound is propagated through a medium, the density of the medium oscillates between the maximum density from the maximum value to the value makes one complete oscillation. That means it is said that as we talked about density, so frequency depends on density also. Okay, if the density of the material is high, then it will make a feeble sound, and if the density of the medium is less, that means it will produce a quick frequency of sound. Okay, so the frequency of the sound wave, if we can count the number of compression and rarefaction that cross at per unit time, we get the frequency of sound wave. That means the number of compression and rarefaction. Okay, rarefactions. So it is usually represented by So this frequency is mostly represented by V. Okay, that means we don't have to write frequency for any of the sound produced. We can write V. We can write V, and its SI unit is, and SI unit of frequency is hertz. It is usually represented by as, you can say, D, and its SI unit is hertz. Okay, so hertz means number of oscillation. As for example, in our previous in our discussion, that means the first discussion of sound, we just introduced the chapter. In that we talked that we can hear the frequency of 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz. Okay, that means the number of oscillation made by an oscillating object. If it is 20, then it can be heard, but if it is very less, we call it infrared. Okay, and if it is very much high, we call it ultrasound. We call it ultrasound. Okay, which we can't hear. So this was all about the definition of frequency. Here one more thing is very much important, that is time period. So the time taken by two consecutive compression and or rarefaction to cross a fixed point is called the time period of the wave. That means another important point is time taken by two consecutive compression and refractions to cross a fixed point. To cross a fixed point is called time period. Is called time period of wave. It's called time period of wave. That means, as we discussed yesterday, that if this is the wavelength, okay, so this is compression, or we can say crest, and this, the lower one, is rarefaction. Okay, lower one is rarefaction. So the time taken by two consecutive compression, that means this and this, that means from compression to rarefaction and back to rarefaction, that means one complete oscillation, okay, is called time period. Okay, time period is not that the whole time is taken. We have to take two consecutive rarefaction and compression. Okay, is called time period. So in other words, we can say that time taken for one complete oscillation is called time period of the sound wave. That means one complete oscillation. As for example, if this is a vibrating object, so one complete oscillation, the time taken by an object to complete one complete oscillation is called time period of an wavelength. Okay, so wavelength. So it is represented by symbol T. So it is mostly represented by symbol T, capital T. Here it was represented by V and here it is represented as T. Time period as T. Okay, and its SI unit is second, and its SI unit is second. Why it is second? Because it is taking some time. It is taking some time. Okay, it is taking some time. So frequency and time periods are related as. How this frequency and time period is related? Related means by what equation we can write these two things. So we can write V equals to 1 by T. That means frequency is inversely proportional to time period. So we can say that frequency is inversely proportional to time period. Okay, or simple this equation 1. Okay, so let's have an example. Let's talk about example as it is in your syllabus. Okay, so a violin and a flute may both be played at the same time. Okay, so just take an example of two instruments played at the same time. Number one, violin, and another can be anything, flute or drum. Okay, at the orchestra, both sound travels through the same medium. That means suppose, okay, so we will discuss here. Okay, so there is two instrument, violin and flute. Okay, so it is played from a source. That means take this source as X. That means they are played from same place. Source X, same place. Okay, and it is said that they are traveling through a medium. So suppose they are traveling through a medium air. Okay, they are traveling through a medium air. So this is a medium. And it is said that air and arrive at our ear at the same time. That means the receiver. This is receiver. That is our eye. So the source is same. That means from the particular place. Then it is traveling through a same medium. The sound of the violin is also traveling from the medium air, and the sound of the flute is also traveling from the same source through a same medium, and it receives through it is received at the receiver who is on the same distance. Okay, so what is the difference between these two sound? Okay, so both the sound travels the same speed irrespective of the source, but the sound we receive are different. This is due to the different characteristics associated with the sound. Okay, that means why there is a difference between the sound received of the violin and that of the flute. That is due to the various characteristics of sound, and that characteristics is termed as pitch. That means we will talk more about pitch by various figures. Okay, that means the wavelength. that means the wave length. So pitch is one of the characteristics. Okay, so that means whatever we hear, what we do, we interpret the frequency of an emitted sound. That means the emitted sound, we interpret means we detect. The sound that we detect, is termed as pitch. Okay, the faster the vibration of the source, the higher is the frequency. The faster the vibration of the source, the higher is the frequency and higher is the pitch. That means if the frequency is higher, faster, okay. So we will talk about pitch of the sound. So which depends on mostly various characteristics of frequency. So as we all know, frequency is the number of oscillation in 1 second. Okay, so if the vibration of the source is the higher, the frequency is higher, then pitch is also higher. That means if frequency is higher, pitch is also higher. But if the frequency is low, then what will happen? Pitch will also be low. That means we can say that frequency is directly proportional to pitch. That means it's directly depends on frequency. It's directly proportional. Okay, it's directly proportional. So thus a high pitch sound corresponds to more number of compression and refraction passing a fixed point per unit time. Okay, per unit time. So let's have an discussion about this. Okay, suppose this is a source of sound. Okay, this is a source of sound and this is fixed. Suppose this is time. And it is fixed. Source from the frequency of the sound from here to here. The time is fixed, but its wavelength is like this. Okay, this is called compression, this is called rarefaction. But if there is same time period, but the frequency is it's same. Okay, the time period is same. This is figure A, let's say this is figure B, and this is source of the sound, this is frequency. So here what can be said? That means the frequency is more. Here 1, 2, 3 compression are there and 1, 2 rarefactions are there. But here 1, 2, 3, 4, we have 4 compressions and 3 rarefaction, and the time is fixed. So here we can say that if in this the pitch will be higher in terms of sound produced by B. Okay, with that of A. Okay, so compression, diffraction. Object of different size and condition vibrate at different frequency to produce different sort of different pitch. Okay, so this is called sound of low pitch. This is called sound of low pitch or low pitch sound, and this can be termed as high pitch sound. High pitch sound. So that means the time is fixed, say 1 second, but number of oscillation is more. If the number of oscillation is more, then pitch is high. Okay, pitch is higher. Pitch means it's the intensity that we can hear clearly. Okay, sharp. Okay, that means, as I told, that our body, okay, interprets the sound. Our body, that means our mind, we interpret the sound. We interpret the sound means what type of sound is coming. Okay, so if the sound is very much clear, okay, and sharp, we call it that it is a high pitch sound. And if it is of low pitch sound, example, suppose say this high pitch sound mostly can be seen in the instrument like flute. Okay, whereas in low pitch sound, the sound of the drum, that means there the vibration is less. Okay, that means the number of oscillation is less in given time. Number of oscillation is less in given time. Okay, so the magnitude of the maximum disturbance in the medium on either side of the mean value is called the amplitude of the wavelength. Is called the amplitude of the wavelength. That means we talked about pitch. That means pitch means number of vibration per second. But this wavelength means the size of the wavelength also depends or also causes different type of sound to produce, and that is called amplitude of the wavelength. That is called amplitude of the wavelength. So let's talk about amplitude. Amplitude of wave you can say, okay, sound wave, amplitude of wave or amplitude of sound wave. Okay. So the magnitude of the maximum disturbance, okay, that means disturbance means disturbance of an object, it means vibrating body. Okay, now we will talk about amplitude of the wavelength. So it is usually represented by A. So amplitude, the magnitude of the maximum disturbance, okay, the magnitude of the maximum disturbance in the medium, okay, on either side of the mean value is called the amplitude of the wave. That means we talked about pitch. Pitch means we can say that the number of oscillation. Okay, if the number of oscillation is more, that means we can say the pitch of the sound is more. Okay, then amplitude of the wavelength means the magnitude of the maximum disturbance. That means if the point A, that means source, that means these magnitudes, if this disturbance is more, okay, if the vibrating body has a maximum disturbance from the mean in the medium, okay, in the either side, that means from side here, okay, either side means from left to right, it is termed as amplitude of wave, and usually it is represented by alphabet capital A, okay. For sound, its unit will be that of the density or pressure. That means its unit is similar to that of density or pressure, okay. So the loudness or softness of the sound is determined basically by its amplitude, okay. That means amplitude helps in determining the loudness and softness, of the sound, So as for example, if the sound is very much loud, okay, mostly that is due to the amplitude of wave. The amplitude of the wave depends upon the force with which the object is made to vibrate, okay. As for example, let's have an example of a drum, okay. Let's have an example of a musical drum. So that what I mean to say, that if you beat the drum with a less force, okay, the loudness will depend, okay, and if you beat with greater force, it will have a more disturbance. That means the amplitude will be higher, okay, depends on the force with which the object is made to vibrate. So if you strike a table lightly, we hear a soft sound because we produce a sound wave of less energy. That means less energy, we are giving an amplitude, that means it depends on energy, okay. If less force or less energy is applied, we can say that it is softer, the sound is soft, and if more disturbance is caused, we can say that it has a louder sound, okay. So if we hit the table hard, we hear a louder sound. A sound wave spreads out from its source. As it moves away from the source of its amplitude, as well as the loudness decreases, okay, okay. So let's have a example of we will take two examples. Suppose this one, this is an average, okay, and it is of same time wave disturbance, and let's take this. Okay, so in soft sound, the distance between these things, that means the distance between the waves is small. If if the wave distance of wave between either side is smaller, we can consider is at a soft sound, and if it is larger, loud sound. That means this length of either side, length of either side. Okay, so don't get confused with what it is said. Don't get confused with frequency, pitch and amplitude. Frequency depends on the number of oscillation, that means number of vibration, but amplitude, that means loudness and softness depends on the disturbance of the wavelength. Okay, that means its height from top to bottom.